Hello there, I'm Rose, and today I would like to share some of my goals with you. So, I've never been a big goals person. I've always found it pretty overwhelming. I find it like puts pressure on a situation. So I haven't really been into it in the past, but lately I've been finding it quite useful, and I think it's because it's about finding the balance between having a goal that is going to actually propel you forwards, but not making it so that it kind of becomes a stressful situation that almost hinders you. What really made it seem like this balance was more achievable was the idea of setting sort of broad goals, so goals that don't necessarily look the same in every scenario. So that's very vague. So, for instance, if I want to become fit, that could look like, joining a running club or joining a yoga class or, setting up an at-home gym for myself. That sort of thing, that the idea of being fit can manifest itself in many different ways. And I think so often in the past I've thought of goals as it has to look this way, it has to be this sort of thing. So I think it's just been really cool to sort of think of them as more, just general areas that you're going towards. I really found the idea of being it like a lighthouse, that it's guiding you towards the lighthouse. I heard that phrase on Lena Norm's channel. She's amazing, you should check her out. But the idea of having something that you're just moving towards, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will come to pass how you imagine it, but just going in that direction. Okay, but let's get into what my current goals are. So I've kind of split them up into 5-year goals and 10-year goals. But to be honest, the 10-year goals are quite sketchy. There aren't too many of them. I made this list about 2 months ago. It was a month before I was starting my full-time job. I was in this state of transition, and it just made sense to me to sort of decide what I wanted and where I was going. So I think what I also tried to do was make it sort of realistic, but put on some things that also just were for me, just happy things, so that it didn't all feel like one big chore, and also things that were manageable, that I knew I could do. So it's not like at the end of the 5 years I'd be like, oh, I didn't accomplish any of this, how devastating, so for my 5-year goals, I am 27 at the moment. I turned 27 in August, so I will be 32 by the end of this. Okay, so in 5 years' time, I want to have moved out. I'm currently living with my aunt because I've been a student up until 2 months ago. So I would like to move out, have my own place, right? So my second thing is buy a place. I think I will possibly rent before, but I have been saving for a while, and yeah, I feel like it doesn't make sense to rent for an extended period of time if I can afford to buy instead. So buying a place is on the list. So some of these I think I'll be able to accomplish in like the next 2-3 years, and some of them are like, it's gonna take me 5 years. Buying a place is maybe one of those. And I just mean buying a place with a home loan, or, you know, I will need a mortgage, but yeah, that's not on the 5-year list. Okay, paying off the mortgage is longer term. Okay. Third thing is get another tattoo. So I have a tattoo on my shoulder here. It is it's just something that I really like having, and I would like another one, but I struggle to commit to an idea. I've had the same idea for like 2-3 years, so I feel like I'll eventually commit to it, but like I say, it takes me a long time to decide, yes, I want this on my body for the rest of my life. I really admire those people that can just get tattoos on a whim. I'm not one of those people. Okay, next one is get a pet, like a dog or a cat. This one I've actually since decided that maybe, I don't know if I'm cut out for it, but I can't have a pet while I live with my aunt because she doesn't want one. So my dream has always been to have a pet when I move out. But I just don't know how likely that is depending on where I rent. So I don't know. It's something I would like, and it also depends, like if I'm working at home, then it's fine, but if I'm not working at home, do I really want to leave my pet alone all day? So that one's more of an iffy one, but I have always wanted a pet. I don't know, I dog sat for my friend that like 2-3 weekends ago, and the dog kept waking me up at night, so that has made me a little bit more skeptical, but we'll see. Then number 5 is have an overseas trip. So yeah, that's it. I would like to go overseas, but that's gonna take a lot of savings, so yeah, let's give myself 5 years to do that. My next one is live with my partner. So I don't know if this really qualifies as a goal, because I don't feel like there should be pressure placed on something like that. I feel like if you're gonna live with someone, it needs to be something that you've really thought about, and that the lighting changed because we have load shedding at the moment, which is a lovely thing that South Africa experiences, where the power cuts out. So I had my ring light on and it is now off, so I apologize, but fortunately there is lovely sun still, so that's okay. Yeah, maybe I should have just started without the ring light, because whatever, it's fine. I'm still learning how to do this YouTuber thing. Okay. Yeah, so live with my partner is number 6. But I think I think that's just like one of those nice things that I'm looking forward to. So I've got things on here that there's no pressure to do it. It's not like an achievement to do it. It's just like something nice that I'm looking forward to. And I think living with my partner is one of those things. Because there's steps to be able to do that. I need to move out. I need to have had a couple months living on my own and stuff. And then I can see how my partner and I would work together. Anyway. And then, number 7, I have completed this one. Thank you very much. It is get medical aid. So while I was a student, I never had medical aid. It was not something I could afford, so I didn't have it. But since having a job, I have got medical aid, and yeah, I'm really proud of myself for that one. Because it's kind of scary not having medical aid. I really feel for people who can't afford it. It's scary. So in South Africa, we do have access to free healthcare, but it's the quality of care is a lot lower than the private healthcare. So yeah, most people prefer private healthcare if they can afford it, which I mean the majority can't afford it, but yeah, it's an issue anyway. But yeah, I've got medical aid now, and I've actually already used it because my ear is currently blocked, which is lovely. Yeah, but hopefully that will get sorted out soon. I went to the doctor on Friday and I'm going back tomorrow. It's Sunday when I'm filming this, so yeah, fingers crossed that it comes right tomorrow. Then the next thing, number 8, is another thing I have already got. Killing it. It is have a retirement plan. So this I also got because I started working. So yeah, having a retirement plan was like a big priority for me because it's such a good way to save. And I think especially if you are working, it's so essential that you know, plan for retirement and all of that. So yeah, I have a retirement plan and I'm very happy with that. Actually, I have one with my company, and then I also have a personal one. So that's double tick. I've done that. Then the next one is start an education fund. Now this one is a little bit tricky to explain. Well, no, let me try to be simple about it. So I haven't decided yet if I would like to have kids or not. But in the event that I do have kids, this education fund would be for my kids, right? For their education. But in the event that I don't have my own kids, I would like to be able to support someone else, another child. I think I would like to be able to support the education of someone else. I think education is really important, and so yeah, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to donate to charities or do this. So at the moment I have this fund. I might decide at a later stage to rather donate every month to charity rather than putting into this fund. I don't know, but at the moment that's yeah. Okay. And then the next one is getting involved with my company's initiatives. So I haven't done this one yet, because I'm still finding my feet in my company. So they have like social initiatives and some that have like an education basis. But yeah, I'd like to also see if I could come up with some like environmental initiatives that my company could sort of follow. I don't know. I'm new, so I don't want to rock the boat too much, but just a little bit. So yeah, I'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that is the next one. Oh, I don't even know. I've lost count. I should have numbered these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think that was number 10. Number 11 is this is a pipe dream. No, I think it's doable. But it is a little bit it's not necessary. It makes me feel a little bit spoiled. But number 11 is hire household help. Now, I don't like having to vacuum and things like that. I do it, but I don't like it, and I think one of the things that I've always wanted is like when I earn enough money, I would like to pay someone just to do like the maintenance cleaning once a week, just once a week. Like, I'm happy to wash my dishes every day, I'm happy to like do my laundry and stuff, but just once a week, can you just, you know, like clean my shower for me and vacuum my floor? It's very spoiled, but it is something I want, and it is on my goal list. Okay. Next one is I would like to be promoted to at least like a more intermediate level. So at the moment I am a junior developer because I'm a fresh graduate. I just started, that's all good. But I feel like within 5 years, like I would like to be at more like a mid-level, you know. I think that is doable if I, you know, work well, which I plan to do. So yeah, there's that. Then I've lost track of where I am again. Is this number 13? It is sew something with my material. Now my material is so basically a couple months ago I started sewing, and I learned it for the first time, and I bought material with the view to make I think I was making a dress, or was I making a skirt? I don't know. I was gonna sew something, right? And then I ended up buying something instead. By chance, I just happened to find something that I wanted. So it didn't make sense then to sew the thing. So now I have this lovely material that I have paid for, and I would like to use it. But sewing something from scratch it's a lot of work. So I have not done it yet. So it's a goal, because it's not something that I am super excited to do, but I feel like it will be good to do. So most of the time my sewing just involves cropping things or making things smaller or bigger, or yeah. So yeah. Next thing is learn to use my mom's bread maker and ice cream maker. So my mom was really good in the kitchen. She was just really good at making stuff, and she had a bread maker and an ice cream maker because she got them for like gifts and stuff, because that's what she asked for, because like cooking and baking were like her hobbies. So yeah, so when she passed away I got them, and I have not used them, and I would like to learn how to use them. I think yeah, I think it could be fun. I do like baking and cooking myself, and yeah, I think especially when I have my own place, I think I will be more inclined to try out these sorts of things, but as of yet, I have not. So, yeah, I would like to do that. Then, my next one is brush up on French or Afrikaans. So I learned French in my first degree, and I learned Afrikaans at school, and I'm pretty rusty with both, and I don't like that. I feel like this is probably the most unrealistic thing on my list though, because I would like to say that yes, I'm going to brush up on French or Afrikaans. I don't know that I am. I think I'm more likely to do the French because I always felt more passionate about it. But I feel like the Afrikaans is maybe easier to practice and stuff living in South Africa. So I don't know. I feel like I've already like half like written it off in my head. It's just so much work, you know, and I think it's demotivating that you can learn something and be fluent in it, and then like a couple years later you're quite rusty because you don't keep it up, and it's just demotivating. It's like all that work, you know. I'm sure like once I start it will come back to me, but I think it's just tricky to know how to do it and to maintain it, to like keep it up, you know. So it's still on here. I haven't crossed it off yet. I'm still giving myself, yeah, I'll see. Next is a yearly holiday. So yeah, just that. It doesn't have to be an extreme thing. It can just be a weekend away. Can just be local. Can, you know, yeah. I think just I'd like to see more of South Africa. I think I've been lucky enough to have gone away with my family and stuff as a child, but it's usually been, you know, in my province or, you know, maybe one province over, but I think there are a lot of other places that I haven't visited, and yeah, I think that would be good. Then I have belong to an exercise class. So this one hurts a little, because I think the only times I'm really like dedicated with exercise or I'm healthy and fit is when I do belong to a class. I think I just lack the motivation to do it on my own, and that's fine. At least I'm aware of it. It's fine. But yeah, it's just I know at the beginning of lockdown I had just joined a yoga class, and I was going like 3 times a week, and I did it for like 2 months, and I was really, you know, dedicated. And then lockdown happened, and I kept up my yoga for a couple months actually, and then it stopped. And then I tried to get back into yoga and it didn't quite work, and then I got into Pilates and I did that for a couple months, but then I just struggle to keep into something if I'm not belonging to a class. So I'd be nervous to go back to a class yet, but I feel like hopefully I'll feel like it's safe enough in a couple months, and yeah, then I'll see if this could work out. But yeah. Then the next thing is to be saving consistently. So I'm already saving consistently now, and I think, see, this is just how I want my life to look in 5 years' time, and I think that's important to, you know, be saving. Then my next thing is to be mostly vegetarian. I say mostly because I'm scared to fully commit. But I would like to move in that direction. It's kind of tricky now while I live with my aunt, but once I live on my own, I would really like to try that more seriously. So yeah, it's starting. Like, there are already a couple days that I eat vegetarian, but yeah, it's slow at the moment. So yeah, 5 years time should be there. The next one is get more piercings. So this is another like more doable one. So I've already actually done it. I've got 2 little extra ones on the side, but I want more, so I want like a 3rd one here. I don't want to get ones up here because I have in the past, and it's just so sore lying on it. And yeah, like, I gave it a good few months to try and heal, and it just wasn't working. So I'm giving up on that. Plus, I'm happy with these little ones. I think they're cute, but yeah, I'd like to get one more set and then I'm happy. So yeah, busy with that. Yeah, then another one is create a will, because I'm starting to, have my own things now, and I guess I should get a will. I haven't done it yet. I should do that. Yeah. Then another one is to finish writing a book. I sometimes start writing and then I stop. Like, I get really into it and I write, and then I hit a wall and then I just stop. And yeah, I need to get over that, and I need to actually just finish something. Yeah, so those are my 5-year goals, but this is a fluid list. I will add to it. Yeah, so I still have like the original paper that I wrote it on, and so I've like added in different color pens and stuff, so it's not the prettiest list anymore, but I kind of like that it's the original. It kind of feels sacred in a way. Then the 10-year list is a lot shorter. I would have liked to have paid off a place, like paid off, wherever I'm living. Well, not necessarily where I'm living, but I needed, like the flat I bought in the first 5 years, I want to have paid it off. Maybe that's hopeful thinking, but yeah, we'll see. I want to have visited 5 countries at least. I feel like that sounds a lot to me, but it's 10 years, 5 countries, and like, okay, if I go overseas maybe twice and I see maybe 3 countries once and 2 countries, I feel like it's kind of doable if I go like every 5 years, So that's that. And then I just wrote eco house. Don't know what exactly that means, but I think I would just like to be moving in the direction of having things like solar panels, water tanks, things like that, to sort of live more sustainably. So yeah, eco house. Whatever that means. I would like to have an increased passive income. See, these things are very vague. But yeah, just basically like have figured out like additional forms of income that are passive. Then over here I've got play a role in a child's life, which links to what I was talking about earlier with the education fund. So even if I don't have my own children, I would like to be like a mentor to a child, like whether it's a friend's child or a family member's child, or yeah, we'll see. Then I have publish a book. So yeah, I want to have finished writing a book in 5 years' time, and in 10 years' time have it published. Well, not necessarily that one, like have a book published. I think that's just like living out my teenage self's dream. I think I always just wanted to be a writer, and yeah, I think that's something that I think I care less about being published or whatever. I think I'm more just focused on the actual enjoyment of the writing. But I think it would be cool to do that. I think that's just a fun little goal. Anyway, so yeah, basically the gist of all of this is that making goals can be scary and put pressure on situations, but I think if we can go into it with like an open mind, if we can make it fun, add in those doable or exciting things, so it's not just a chore list, that it's also a list of things that excite us. And because at the end of the day, what is the purpose of the list? It's to, motivate you, inspire you, make you excited to get out of bed in the morning. And I think adding in those fun things is what does that, so sure, have those things that are good for you, like saving consistently, belonging to an exercise class, but having more exciting things too is super cool. But yeah, let me know what some of your goals are and what tips you have for creating a goal list that has that nice balance. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear. I hope that you have a wonderful day further. Bye bye.